people that's falling.
Yeah, I miss you more than 80s. Hey, milligrams. You just still a man. We singing Rock Nation.
You see our watch real fast?
There's our plug on the border. Nigga, send him through. We gonna get him gone.
Now, just like his older brother, DreeSteez, DreeSteez is also from the plazas. And out of all the friends that they grew up with that I've talked about, all the young coons that have numbers behind their names, I want to say only TNG Dev is the only other person out of their whole circle that's also from the plazas. So it's DreeSteez, DSteez, and TNG Dev. Now, I go into detail on SAC Archives Classics on all the young coons, TNG No Goods, little hatchlings, the ones with the numbers behind their names. So if you want to know more about that, go on SAC Archives Classics. Now, it's not talked about much, but DSteez and this group right here pretty much saved the Heights. The Heights was dead as fuck, as far as music. All they had was Therion, and he wasn't really worried about being a superstar rapper or nobody really big from the hood that blows up, When they came out, it seems like everybody wanted to be from the Heights. That's why this same young group had Demo and all the real Southside gas gutter coons all in their fucking faces dick riding because everyone loved the way how these young DPH coons were coming. Fuck. Now, all these motherfuckers from the Heights was dirty as fuck. Now, I'm pretty sure DreeSteez was bummy at one point, but I've never seen that one picture of him bummy. As far as the rest of the Heights coons, I've seen pictures of them looking like New York bums. Fuck. Now, my point being is that DreeSteez is slightly younger, but not too much younger, guys. But he was always around, but he was never in too many pictures and videos along with the Heights coons just bullshitting and cooning, He was more so with the popular high school crowd and with the activities, going to football games and kicking it with girls, He was living a young teenager life. Fuck. DreeSteez's immediate circle was more so Trayshawn and Brendan and G-Man and Lord the Top Scorer. Like I said, they were going to footballs and going to parties and enjoying a regular young life. We all know that G-Man turned into a blood the last minute when him and Briss blew up. Lord the Top Scorer was a football player. All these guys played sports, guys. They didn't become coons until older. Now, I can't say the same for DSteez, He was playing football, but his black ass been a fucking coon. Now, some thought that this was a courtesy cameo, like he was showing his face for free. But DSteez paid the fuck out of Mo3 to bring his black ass from Texas all the way to SAC for a feature in a video, Now, that goes back to my point. Never mind not being in the actual video. I don't even think that DreeSteez showed up for that video shoot. I doubt that he even gave a fuck about a Mo3, I don't think he was in jail or none of that shit. He maybe was somewhere getting some money or, living his life. Fuck. Now, remember when I said that this young group saved the Heights? The Heights was dry as fuck, and when they got their groove, they gave the OGs some pep in their step, because the OGs was washed as fuck, and they had no goddamn rope left, 60% of this video basically blew up in Sacramento and got a Sacramento name. The most notable one, of course, is DSteez, and right under him is Neo number 9. And to be honest, I have no clue how the fuck his ass got so much notoriety. But Dev, number 7, Fame, Walt, Bammy, they all got names for themselves, even Marbles. They got names for themselves for being young, reckless coons that will turn you into a pack. Now, DreeSteez, he never made a name for himself from being a coon and being a part of that number clique, and participating in bullshit. As far as I heard, he sort of popped up as, DSteez's little brother, to the public eye. Everyone knows him in the Heights, of course. But when all these young coons hit the scene, he was not a part of that crowd, He was just basically known as DSteez's little brother. Now, DSteez has absolutely no drip. And DreeSteez outshined DSteez in, that sort of area. So, just like Briss, when he blew up, everyone wanted to know who the fuck was a Danny and who Bubba Ridge is and who the fuck all this heck and all these people is, Same with DSteez. Everybody wanted to know who was in his circle. So when they found out he had a little brother that looked just like him and had actual drip, they tuned in. Now, DSteez and DreeSteez, both the Steezers, their gangbanging coonery background history is confusing as fuck because it's long as fuck. They are not from Royals World Shotty. They are from Beast Mob 2-3, THV, and THV is True Heights Villains. They are from the plazas. He is also a fucking blood. Now, besides getting drunk as fuck and going to parties, I have not a clue what extracurricular activities DreeSteez had going on. I don't know if he was in band. I don't know if he played sports, I don't know what the fuck. But it seems as if he got bored with himself and just gave in to the street life that probably was calling him when he was way younger, Just like most people from the suburbs, They get out of high school and they pick up the gun. Guys, most people don't realize this, but people from the hood do the same shit. It's just less cringe when you're from the hood and you have brothers like DreeSteez and cousins like fucking no good.
No good to top boss, man. TNG before life and after death, man. Follow me, man. Team_Clippy_gangster, man. BLA.
Do you know how hard it would be to stay on a straight and narrow path when you're surrounded by people that DreeSteez was surrounded by? Not to mention, the majority of them were all family. Another good example, a simple but good example, is the person that was closest to DreeSteez outside of family, and that is G-Man. The whole goddamn Sacramento knows that his ass was a football player. His dad, Big G, is from the Heights, and his mom is from the South, Meadowview. He was back and forth, guys. He has ties to both, but he was not a fucking gangster or a coon or a damn blood. He was a football player. Mozzie has been famous for long as fuck, and it's safe to say that the majority of people who are hip to what's going on with this fucking coonery culture knows what Hell Gang is. And pretty much, if you are a CML member, you have a picture, at least one, throwing up Hell Gang K. Basically, it was a point in time to where you had to pick a side. And if you weren't from Oak Park, you automatically, basically, was HGK. That's exactly how Briss became integrated in the Southside politics. And that whole Briss beef saga with Fuzzy Marcus and Jalise. That shit ripped off on G-Man.
This is snitches, bitch. Don't get you killed, bitch. On Red Mob, that's why I'm saying don't get the... Don't get that crazy bitch ass nigga. Bro, you talking about niggas that's ditching Briss. You talking about niggas that's ditching Briss, bro. Fuck Briss. Nigga, on my mama, nigga is a bitch. Nigga, Fruit Ridge is close to Old Park, bitch. That ain't Iraq, bitch. On Bloods, bitch. That ain't even bull. Bitch ass nigga. On Fab, nigga, you niggas ain't slide for nobody.
You left Jody roll in the grass, nigga dead, nigga.
When they picked TG up, nigga, took him to the hospital, nigga.
Now I hope this is not confusing, but just like how G-Man got secondhand beef from Briss, DreeSteez received secondhand beef from G-Man that was from Briss, and also his older brother, DreeSteez.
Go ask him right now.
Nothing happened.
You with him, right?
Nothing. He just slid off. He went to the hood.
I think he probably went to Meadowview, bloody, or beat G-Man ass.
Hey, I promise right here to God. Hey, if he said nothing happened to him, he's wrong. Don't
nothing.
fuck with niggas like that,
Listen, you said twin?
Yeah, the twin you were just with.
Nothing never ever happened to a Mozzie, twin Mozzie, nigga. Come on, blood.
We beat the shit out that nigga at Go USA.
Bro, nobody beat shit in Go USA.
No. Beat the shit out of his. Hey, on my mama, we took his shoe and hella shit, threw it on the roof. His shoe still on the roof at Go USA.
No.
Again.
No.
Actually.
Why you wasn't there when Steez got shot hella times on all them occasions?
I don't know, man.
Now, DreeSteez, he popped out around this era and turned into a coon. You know, as I mentioned before in the video earlier, he was always around and he was never a square. But he was never a coon also. He was just a young badass kid from the hood that was popular. But around this time, when the summers got hot, his ass turned into a straight coon. And some or most may not know, but he was in fact on bail for attempted murder during his whole entire life.
That's not telling.
Did you talk to the police about what you just went to jail for?
Listen, we're not talking about me right now. We're talking about
Did you talk to them niggas? Did you talk to the people, blood? Dre, blood, did you talk to them niggas, blood? I know you ain't talked to them people. Oh, that nigga bailed out for a ticket. Ooh, shit, them double lows right there. That nigga, he said it's zeros behind me, boy.
But all that shit never mattered. You know, him allegedly shooting at Oak Park members and all the beef that he had that got ripped off from G-Man and Briss and whatever the fuck you want to call it, you know? Because when he got killed, he didn't even get killed by any of his ops. He got killed by somebody from EPA, East Palo Alto to be exact. And that person hung out with the Southside Meadowview members. Fuck.
Switching gears a bit now, Sacramento police are investigating a homicide. Police say they got several calls about gunshots in the area of Streamline Street and Greg Jarvis Avenue around 10:30 last night. They found two men with gunshot wounds. One of them died at the scene. The second victim victim is expected to be okay, and police are saying they think this is an isolated incident.
Streamline Street, Sacramento police say one man is dead and another was taken to the hospital.
Advising they heard sounds of shots fired and there's a subject laying down near their residence on the sidewalk.
It sounded like it was on my property, in my backyard. Kept looking, and I'm like, oh my God, that's somebody laying there. And then I looked over here, there was another person moving around in my neighbor's yard here, and I was like, I better call 911.
Maggie wonders today what could have happened if she hadn't moved out of the bullet's eventual path about 15 minutes earlier.
Maybe I wouldn't be talking here anymore.
On this night, DreeSteez was with his fellow El Paso Heights coons and some Southside members. And somewhere down the line during that night, DreeSteez went to go sell or buy some weed from the person that he got into a shootout with. But DreeSteez whipped out his soul-snatching apparatus and tried to rob the fuck out of that man, and let's call him Mr. EPA. Well, when DreeSteez robbed Mr. EPA, for whatever reason, he shot him the fuck up. And I was told he was shot at least 10 or 11 times. When DreeSteez shot Mr. EPA fell and played dead. DreeSteez ran through his pockets and took all his shit and robbed the fuck out of his car. Right when Mr. EPA had the chance, he whipped out his very own soul-snatching apparatus and shot DreeSteez one time in the head, and that was a fatal shot. Most people thought that the person dead was the one that got shot all them fucking times. But in all reality, in the news report, it said one was found on the scene dead. That was DreeSteez. That fatal shot to the head. Point blank range. Fuck. Now, after the whole situation happened, the guy was never even taken to jail for the murder. He went to jail for the gun. And in fact, I want to say he even went to prison for about a year or 2 years, some shit like that. But he got the fuck out. And I am pissed off at myself for losing the picture, guys. But I had a blurry ass picture of him when he got out just in time for his kid's baby shower,
Yes. Only thing that I'm worried about, punching one of these pussy ass niggas in their mouth. Then they film and they'll upload. The suckers do anything for that clout. They'll trick you out of your position if you ain't gained up and you ain't here watching out. Internet bloggers, internet gangsters, who the snitches? I can't tell. On the dead homies and enemies podcast, the only podcast that I won't tell. But I ain't tripping, I just pay attention to my own little business and I get the smell. I'm in another state, making another plate. Big plat place on my state. A plush hotel, just counting mail. I do this shit and I do it well.